American Samoa le tai ao le lofa le maleanga le o le atua. O se tai ao mātanga o fia o tatou au lia mai foi. Ia I le lofa le sisi ese. Whaafitai le atua a wā o tatou maua le nei ase fōu e whaopopo I ase o lo tatou soifua. O le tatou prokalama foi le nei o le whale Lalaga o tu whaatisia le tatou ofisa o le American Samoa Visitors Bureau. Po le ofisa foi o le tatou malo o lo tu whaatisia ngā luenga ma tautua ese ia mo tangata ta whao mai tono o tatou watanu. O le nei la taia o se whaopoponga le nei o tatou prokalama. Good morning, American Samoa, on this beautiful day. This is an extension of your program, Fale Lalaga Talk Show by your Office of the Tourism or the American Samoa Visitors Bureau. We're so grateful this morning to be here in Tawhita at Slimmer, Stronger You. Yes, Slimmer, Stronger You. One of the newest gyms here on island. O mawhaatasi ai fo'i ma le owner ia po le sunga fo'i ale. Se tasi tamao le atunu. Ia olo o whaapenao na whaafoina le nei gym. Whaatalau whaatu fo'i tatou pāanga ese ia ai mai se fo'i ia le I lātou olo o maua mai le nei prokalama I luna au pena ta whaelangi. Ia ale nei lātai au fia lava le anganga o whelua I e mai. Ma le sunga ia William Spitzenburg. Ia o le sunga ia Will. Ia ua tova ai mai le nei lau matanga o fia lo tumui I mea tau mafa ese. Ia ai mai se foi se taimi o la apu e nā tatou whale TV. Ia I te tono le nei whale ta alo po le gym. Ta alofa Will.
Malo se fua poe whaftai mo leva noa.
Malo lava whaftai fo I mo le ava noa wa etu ina mai e mātou te o mai ai, tātou ofisa o tūrisi, ai me se foi, se mai mua mai foi tātou atunu, I se tau mawhainga foi o sauni e oe, whaapeleti nā ia sisi ma le whanau. Talk about what inspires you, because this is one of the things that we try to, for young entrepreneurs like you, business owners. You're an engineer by profession.
Yes.
And then I said, Oka, from engineering to base plant food. I said, Oka, what's going on? Tell us about what inspired you.
Thank you so much for the question. So when I first started my journey, I was also morbidly obese. When I went to see the doctor, I was over 310 pounds when I started my journey. So you'll see some photos of me later as well on that. And when the doctor told me I was pre-diabetic and I had hypertension, so he prescribed me some medication. But before that happened, I was still young. I was newly married. We had 2 young children. We lived in the States at the time, and we were having, when you're newly married, you're enjoying all the different types of foods you have there and all that stuff that you eat, and then you get to gain the weight as well. Yeah, you get bigger and bigger and bigger. And so one night I was sleeping, and my wife's been bothering me, say, hey, you should go see the doctor. Maybe you need to do something. Something's not right with you. You're not sleeping well at night. And I was like, I was young and I was stubborn, and I don't like going to the hospital, which most people here don't like. Yeah. I didn't like seeing doctors. Never liked taking any type of medication because I was born and raised here. And when I was sick, my grandma was like, yeah, aluvalu maile
popo.
Le popo or be valu maile mango, the mango mai faile vai. When I was sick and so I never took any pills or any of that stuff. So my wife was like, no, I think there's something wrong with you. You should go. So one night I was sleeping and I thought I was having a good night's rest. And all of a sudden she shook me up violently, and it was around 2 a.m. So I thought maybe the house was on fire, or maybe the kids had some issue has gone up, and she was just crying. I was like, what's going on? And she wouldn't say anything. As soon as she came to, she really was just hugging me real tight and says, oh, I thought you were dead. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, I thought you were dead because you weren't breathing for a long period of time. At the time, I didn't know what that was, right? So he said, you were snoring, I was big. You were snoring, all of a sudden you didn't breathe. And then it went on for a long period of time, so I had to wake you up. And so she forced me to go see the doctor the next morning. She called my boss and says, oh, my husband's not coming to work. And you were right, I was an engineer in Utah at the time. And so we're going to see the doctor. So she forced me to go with her. Of course, I don't like going to doctors, so I had no choice. So I went with my wife. So the nurse came, took my vitals, and she set me down and says, okay, just wait here. The doctor will be in a little bit, and then he'll let you know what you need to do. So I was waiting, and soon the doctor came in. He says, look at my vitals. He looked at me, asked me how old I was. I was about 32 at the time, so I was still young. And he says, okay, so you are pre-diabetic, and you have hypertension. So I'm going to prescribe these medications for you. I need you to take these medications for the next 30 days, and then come back for a checkup to see how you're doing. Right? As soon as he says, take medications, I zoned out. I don't know, something in my mind clicked. I'm like, no, I'm too young. My wife's young, my children are young. I like to be around to see them graduate from college, get married, play with my grandkids, Lord willing. And it's just zone out completely. And then, and after he talked for about 5-10 minutes, I didn't hear a word he said. I just kind of focused on what I wanted for my future. He handed me the prescription and says, go around the corner to the pharmacy, get your medication, and I'll see you in 30 days. As soon as I walked out the doctor's door, I tore that thing to pieces and threw it in the trash. I never turned back. That was my turning point.
Okay.
So I woke up.
I need to say something.
Yes.
I admire you for sharing that with us. But remember, this is just a talk show. If you have a doctor and you're seeing a doctor right now, please follow the doctor's order. Okay?
Follow the doctor's order.
I just want to warn you about that. This is just a sharing with Will here. Now so with the condition we have with non-communicable diseases, I think we're up there somewhere with and obesity.
Obesity, yes. So obesity right now, from the stats I've looked up online from WHO, American Samoa, #1 in the world for obesity.
Wow.
And last year, American Samoa, #1 in the world in diabetes. We're #1 in the world. That's how crazy this is. We're at an epidemic right now. So people are crazy about this COVID-19 pandemic, but we've been in this epidemic or pandemic for several years now. Right? Our people, like literally,
I know.
like we're #1 in the world for obesity, #1 in diabetes.
That's
and people
embarrassing.
It's very
It's
embarrassing.
sad.
It's sad, right? So when we came back home 7 years ago, so I was just, I wasn't really paying attention when we were off island, but when we came back home, I worked for ASPA as an engineer. I had realized the problem has gotten worse. Before we left, we were, we had a few cases here when I was in high school and elementary. We had maybe 1 or 2 kids that were a bit overweight, but the rest of the kids were fun. They were running around, they were fine. So, and now it's like, the majority of kids are overweight and obese. Very few kids are in the weight they should be. So
I read somewhere with your program, talk about the foundation. When I read that, I said, oh, he's a teacher, he's an educator. Because I think in order for a gym like this to succeed, you need to have something, a rationale at the bottom.
Right.
And then you talk about foundation and pillars. Share that with our audience.
Yeah,
please.
thank you for that question. So in our program, we actually have a mission, right? Our mission is Slimmer, Stronger You, is to help you as an individual, empower you with everything that you knew so you can truly find who you truly are and really wake up and live. We are here for a reason. We're here for a purpose. So my challenge to everybody that walks through our door is I want you to find that purpose. And in order for you to find that purpose, I want you to find out what really is the foundation for healthy living. Not necessarily weight loss. Sure, the weight will come off with this program. It's guaranteed. So many results are coming through. So it's been great. So it's always really good for that. So the 5 foundations that we teach the Slimmer, Stronger You to help you out for healthy living is #1 on the list is mindset. Nothing will change in your life until you first change your mind. It's very important. So succeeding level, any goal you want in life, if you don't first change your mind, it's going to be very hard for you to achieve that goal. So #1 in our program is mindset. So 2 ways you can change your mindset is #1, visualization, #2, meditation. Yes. So these foundations are founded from our ancestors, right? Our ancestors, they were God-fearing people. They whainga lokus at night.
Yes.
You know, both of us grew up here. Kalisa, e o
Yes.
ia inga e whaile loku kalangoa mai, your mom and dad for an hour or two. The kids just have to sit there and take it, right? But now, e akele au isi ele ingi loku e
Yes,
whaia.
loku e whaia
So we
la
kind of
ia.
lost that connection between us and God. But that's where it all starts, is our mindset and our spirituality needs to connect back to our Heavenly Father and to our ancestors. So e tā ua te lele mawhauwhau, e tauna mawhauwhau loto tātou I tūlanga ia. So soani lea
And you need
tātou.
to visualize the
And you
power
have-
of
yeah,
visualization.
visualization,
If you
right.
can't Visualize.
You got to exactly see where you're going,
Yeah.
so it'll take you there. Most of us are stuck in the past.
Yes,
So that's why we
yes.
always repeat the same habits over and over and over again. So if we want to change the direction we're headed, we have to be clear and visualize the direction you're going.
Malo
So-
lava, malo. O leisi le mea ua ai fo tono tātou atunu. Wa tere lava ia whale ta alo wha penei, ia po James foi. Ia watu ai foi wha malo I lato lava o whaia ia James. And you know, Will, back in the 80s, I don't think we have one, right? But right now we have a few popping up everywhere. If afitaye foi. Do you think there's a trend that we're going through eating healthy and exercise? Do you think we're going through that right now?
I think so. I think we are. And we actually really encourage and partner with all the gyms here, and you're right. I think we have 5 now on
Yeah.
Island. So before we only had 1 or 2,
Yeah.
and now there's 5. When we open ours, 2 others open as well. So yeah, there is definitely a trend for healthy living here. And that's a great thing. So we support all of our gyms here. We support everybody, the healthy cooking folks out there, Ruby Reds, Tuila Greens,
Yes.
Avengaleo Farms, all our local farms. We really want to encourage people to support the local
O
farms.
le si
So-
foi la le me mana ia te le prokalama nei. A wai sapsapaia fo ia le sunga a Will mai latou fo ia le faia ia James nei. Ia le soifua ia malolo ina e mai se fo le tau sami paleni. Ia pena se i o temi tatou o mai laulau nei. Ia o mea ai lava nei mo e tono tatou lau whanua. Ia o tatou I loa uma fo iste ni tau ngatai o mea ai le mo whanua a Will.
Tongta.
Ia ai o le esi, o le niu, o whai, o kukama,
kukama.
o mea lava nei e maua I tono o tatou lau whanua. Will, talk about, you also have a formula. 30% for the fitness. I like that.
Right.
And then
So-
70% is this.
So I was talking about the foundation. So the cover number 2,
Okay.
the second foundation, is we talk about rest and de-stress. It's a wala malo lo le routine.
Oh, yes.
So it's a
Rest,
one lava le
rest.
moi. Lava le moi. E peo to te lo tato. Au
Oka.
fisili tangata. Ia o aina maua se ono tu la ana po. Tau le nisi si ina lato lima. Ele lava al fofuanga ia mo le tino malo si. Tau na fitu le valu tu la e moi. E tangata le adult, tangata matua. Mo ta maiti el high school. Ia tau na maua le iwa tu la, le sfulu tu la, tau na lava malolo. Ia o te lo tato fa. Nau ele lava se le mo se fitu po
Le
se
mo
ono.
se
Ia o
mo-
lunga
ia,
ia.
ia.
Sao leia. Ia o foi lai fa nau la iti. Tau na ova tu mal se fulu tu la o lava le moi. So te le lava lo na fa inga pe ale lava lo moi pe fon si le fia lo sunga ale lava lo malolo ia whainga tā fo iau na focus i le tai
Ia,
au
oi.
pe a whainga luenga ma istu langa pa pena. So number 2 foundation, you need to rest.
Rest.
7 to 8 hours of sleep a night recommended is you sleep well at night. Number 3, you need to hydrate your body. E mana o mia on the hydrate Latino. O Latino is over 60% water. Ar te leo tātou, e le ingu ase vai. E te le na inu la pa ingu le juice, ia ingu o le kofe, ia ai le ingu ase vai. Al me foi lana e tele na mau Latino le mai. Le angai kidneys, le angai le liver, ia a mata rona ave vai mamar toto. Awa ele o lava le vai
Here's
o
my
tau mapa.
water.
So it's very important. So we recommend people drink 3 to 4 liters of water a day. Ile vai la le pe o lo vai na ta o mai. Tusala afalika, that's half a liter right there. Half
The
a
8
liter.
ounce?
Yeah, so this
So
is
this is
half a
half,
liter.
okay.
So 2 of those makes 1 liter. So 6 of those makes 3 liters. So if you can drink 6 to 8
Six.
of those bottles a
Okay.
day, very good for you. However, we recommend you drink local water. It's best for you.
Oh, yoi.
So le vai
Mama,
malu,
ia le vai
o le
malu.
vai malu, le lei moltino, o le vai al aspa foi, ele areas here, ele opo, ele mana
I.
mia na fa puna tsua vai, e ngā moltino. So afa pe te le fia le mangongi o le chlorine lai ai. Ia na fa tu mo alo sioki, ia tu tono pusa aisa. Ia malama tai au walu ese umale. It's gone. Tomorrow morning o malu lu le vai walu ese foi man manongi na.
Ia latou ia le
Latou ia
whapunaina le
le
vai,
fa
ia.
puna ina le vai. Ai fa pe mana mia fa puna le vai. Tan fa puna mo mol vai. Ona tu le tono pusa aisa mo le aso tai au tau mafai. So that's the third one. Number 4, o le tausami. O le mea tausami. O le
Fia
food.
fia te le tato atu nuu.
Fia
Le
te
lava tau matu lota maiti.
Nā.
Yo vai te foi wa ai lava o tele ai ia fa pe foi. Aso malo lo se fa sinta moe. And then you said about we're stuck in the past. We've been doing it. We promised ourselves, oh, maloto na o tato, maloto na.
Sa o le.
And white Sundays, eating Sundays. We have feasts every Sunday.
That's the thing, right? When we were in our ancestors' time, mawasi feast la pe tasid masina. Vai fose feast e longa fai se fala velave. Ia pos fai poiponga al nu. Ia polani ve ia fatu fai ni inga te tele. Al melewe aso sa uma. O fascovi mazima o le turkey tail o le mamoe o le pi supo. Ia mea I uma ma il tino. A tele na alu fala velave e a maile plate e lima ia meats. Ai tasi lava fungala laula au. E tasi lava le plant lai lunga. E ai ia fa pia ia no le tangata ai uma le meat ai le ai fala ai lunga plate. So I'll take me tatu tua ia e fa pe lima ia o le ulu o le fa ia o kalo le parsami ia a mawasi na ia o lava al melewe mo tua reverse tatu ma fuanga foi la na wale numero tasi tatu la langi tino puta ia mal mai le mai suka ona wa sui tatu tau ma fa sa mo al me ai na ola mai tatu tua
e sa e tali e ta uam ta tala pe fa tala sua ia ala tu nu ia ele o se tala fa tala sua wai ia nga foi tala sau sua pe ave se fo ele mamafa awai pe ona sau no atu le sunga wia e va ai lava mal fa no ba wale ngata tangata matutua o le tupulanga tala vo a wo foi fa na witi ile le tino puta ne o va ai awa so mai ta te fa alongo ai I fautuanga mai officer so fu malo lo ina ai le watato ye nei tai au ia e mo foi fa so atu le sunga a will le tu langa o sol me island
no fa o me tau mafa so o fuanga la al matupokalama you have to eat more from nature tauna tele lau tau sami mai me ai mai le ia mal sami pe o tatu tua e o la to le ulu fa I kalo ia o le lau pele o le lau kalo le fai il tatu palsami io o tele ana ia mo foi sina ia o mana ia po sina o temil palolo ia o ai palolo po to ina me ai mai fingota mal sami e o nga moltino ai tau fati tia tau mafota to me ai mai fafo e me o pi supo o le siu pipi o le mamoe o le faspovi masima o me ai nei wa mata mo mama I tato wa tele na ai tato me ai nei wa ma il tino wa le fai il tino on a process le tele o nei mo high in fats ia mal tele for sodium lo ia tonu wa e tui fo I vai la au se tulo e o fo I moa ia mo mai fafo ia ai tanga I se moa o ta si le moa pe se
turkey e si den ai mo sa mo
si li mal mo sa mo pe fia tau sami se mo
ele vai la au
ele vai la au tu ia ele vai la au ai le pola ale me le ta solo ai ia e au nga moltino ai fo fuanga la na mapokalama to challenge people to eat 80 to 90% of plants and then 10 to 20% of lean meat. So I recommend la tau sami me ai sami me ai ole ia po ala ole ula ole pa ia ole fe foi pe fi ai fe le se fa ina nga moltino ai tau lava na valus full percent le iva full percent o me tau mafa ma me tau sami e sau mai le plants e la me o so sto ina fruits ma vegetables ia nga moltino al va foi la na lucia io ponga pa fa pe o lo na e fa pa o ponga so if you want to lose weight eat 80 to 90% plants and 10 to 20% lean protein.
And number 5?
And number 5, foundation for us that we teach about in Slimmer Stronger You, ole exercise. E mana mia el tino na nga yoi. Wale nga yoi, ma lo si tino. Mantua foi ole maso, fatu a ola le maso pe nga yoi. Ai ale nga yoi tato, ia mata foi la na vai le tino. So le tino ya nga it's tau lava nga yoi. So we recommend you move or do some form of exercise at least 30 minutes or more a day. Pete fia savali, pete fia au. As long as you're moving and you're getting in a good sweat, salu la kot ota pete ngalue ile fale, you're doing some yard work, potonu for lo fale, at least 30 minutes a day. You got to do some form of exercise. You got to get the heart rate up, and then you got to sweat. And the more you sweat, the more you release the happy hormones, right? If you feel, the number one cure for remedy for stress is exercise, not medication. I'm so depression and stress. If you remove that,
Tele wala.
yo e alu e ngai yoilo tino e va atu na maua e le mafo fau le lei mal tino malos pe ngai yoilo tino. Tu fa tasi le mena lima. Ya. O va velona Lucio Pona ya mafia ya mamole tino malos.
And I think, you know, the people who come here, if they understand the foundation, I think they'll be able to improve because o leisile me mana o mia la toia. Ya pio gym ya so kakowak. Ya o leisia so ya inga le maya pisa o le fale ya. Like you said, you need to focus.
Yes.
I think you really need to focus on this.
You have to really focus. Otherwise, it's a pandemic. It's an epidemic that we're suffering. People need to start change their mindset. Yeah. This is a serious thing. We have to be serious about our health. Otherwise, this is all that's going to happen to us. We're going to have diabetes. We're going to have hypertension. We're going to have heart disease. Pretty soon, stroke. Yeah. All these problems will become a major problem for us. We have to take our health seriously. And I always tell our people, look, your health is your greatest wealth. Okay, you improve your health, everything else in your life will improve also. So very, very important for our health, yeah.
So you started about what, 6 years ago?
So we started we opened our gym 2 years ago. We started in 2017. We started with a very small group. We used to meet at the stadium every morning on Saturday morning. And then I would teach them about the 5 foundations, taking care of your health by eating healthy food, and then getting out and move. And all of a sudden, now we're here 2 years later.
I saw that. What is your greatest joy when you have the boot camps in the morning and when you exchange with your guests who come in?
Yeah, just my greatest joy is to actually see people start to change their lifestyle.
Because I've seen what my
greatest joy is to see that others are also taking better care of themselves. So to atele atangata o mai pokalama ya o lesi pokalama le umatne ya o stasi uso na lusila na limas fulpauna ile ono vai aso. In just 6 weeks time he's lost 50 pounds just by following these 5 foundations, focusing on the food. And you asked me about the equation earlier. So the formula,
yes, the 70-30.
The formula that we use
that really stuck in my head.
So the formula that I teach people is weight loss is 100% mindset, 90% rest and de-stress, 80% nutrition, and 20% exercise. So most people, when they come to me, they say, I'm going to focus on exercise. I want to lose weight. What kind of exercise can I do to lose weight? I tell them, okay, exercise is important, but if you want to lose weight, you have to elevate your mindset to nutrition. 80% of weight loss success is the food you eat. So the more plants you eat, the faster the body will heal itself and it'll release the body weight. So that's really the key. So I want people to prioritize health first. And then the weight will take care of itself. So once you're eating for health, then the weight loss is easy. It'll start to just
and I think that's
take care of itself.
It's not really up there with with the health department because nobody likes to eat that kind of food.
That's right.
But like you said, you need to change that mindset. So focus on nutrition first.
Focus on nutrition first, and the weight loss will take care of itself.
Okay. Lela o tatou sila mai tatou atunu mai mo mai foi. O tua inga tau mafa ese la nei o lo fa pena ona saunia fo ele sunga a will fa pe fo ele falitua Sisi. O mea malava nei e na osi mai I fuala au aina lava o mau tono o le tatou laufanua. A o lo iai fo ila le Sisi le I fa mai o le Sisi e fai mai le la au. Plant-based cheese and broccoli. Ese mai la le Sisi le lo Sisi foi le processed cheese le te fataua mai le fale o loa. O te musu le ta watu le sapi. Ai te sawa o I Sisi ma will. E te exercise ma toi recipe. O lo iai fo banana oats bread. Will, I know it's hard for our people to eat nutritiously. After a day in the gym, they want especially McDonald's right in front. But it's really hard. It's a challenge.
It is.
How do you make sure that the people follow this? Especially I see the shrimp potato curry there.
Yeah, so what we also offer a nutrition program. So we teach you how to cook for health. We do a 14-day food challenge.
Okay.
So we teach people, look, you can eat all you want as long as you're eating this food. So there's no limit. Eat until you're full and whenever you're hungry. So afia tau sami, yeah, leisia faina. A maonga wa lava, afi ai tu tau sami foi. Ai pau lava le tu lafono, yeah, paua nei o mea ai e tauan e ai mol ma losi o lotino. Ai awa foi la popole Lucio Pongo, wai automatica.
Yeah,
so mea ai lava e mua. Lona lua twai deo exercise, e tau fai na yoitino o na ia ngā moltino. Ai ele tele ni o Pongo Lucy pe afai ngol exercise let it focus ai. If it's only exercise, you won't lose much weight because you're not controlling the intake. Because it tele atule ai o ilo le calories e burn el tino. So e mana mia lana focus o tau mafa. So we follow a very simple rule. No soda. Elise soda.
No soda.
No soda. That's right. So ola painu ele au ngā moltino.
You also said salt, not too much salt.
That's right. So S stands for no sugar. So SODA, that's the rule. Each of those letters stands for a certain ingredient you should not put in your food.
The acronym
Soda.
So salt.
S stands for sugar.
Sugar.
And also just limit salt.
Salt.
No sugar, limit salt, and of course no smoking. So smoking is not good for your health.
No smoking.
So yeah, everybody knows that, but sometimes you have to be reminded, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all know it, but it's good to be reminded. So those 3 S's you should really eliminate from your diet if you can.
Mm-hmm.
So all the food we cook, ele tu uai tonu se suka, ele ai foi mase salt e tu uai tonu. However, if you want to have a little bit of salt before you eat, that's fine, just a little. But don't put in the teimile kukai, because we tend to overdo the salt in there. Just put it before you eat it. And then O stands for no oil. Oil, very dangerous for the body. It's very high in calories and it damages your heart and your arteries. There's more studies coming out now saying oil damages the arteries and your heart. So we recommend and
that's what I like when I heard you on the radio one day. You always go back to the way our ancestors lived.
Right.
And some people say, oh, I don't think I could do that. But, you know, I'm so proud that you're doing that. Because Ano mai se lau moni le, e saka mai sa lau moni, ia, ma ile kere fo se aia la to. O le sina mea wa whatawa ina tatu prokalama. Ia lau sunga weo le tatonu wa tau whalamlama vai u tatu prokalama nei tai au. E moni atu le ngana whaftai. Awau tatonu, I think this is a personal mission for you. And your family, I think it's a family affair where you are involved, also your children, to help our community. But I think you have that burning desire to change something. I petesa awa mana o mia lava le ola malolo ina awa a mai le tino ia o tele fo ina le au ngā tātou a inga ai tu atu nei minute tasi lau sunga will fai e sau no anga fai u fo le tātou prokalame I whafunga mai fo le tātou atu nu mo nei ngā luenga tā ua whaftai atu fo I tātou atu ia oe mala a inga Ilo mana tunatu fo I whaiele nei tūlanga a wāfo I soifua mālolo I nau tātou atunu.
Malo whaftai at lava le sunga poe a misiri tātou department mon lewa no matango fie ia before no tō whafonga I o tō whainga lava mato a inga. This is actually a family business. We are very passionate about helping our community reverse obesity and diabetes. We actually have a goal that we would like to remove American Samoa from the top 5 most obese nations in the world by 2025. So we have under 5 years to do it, and we need your help. So we are inviting you to join us in helping save our people. This is a mission to save all of American Samoa, all of our children, our grandchildren, to really take better care of their health. So I know if we can change our lifestyle now, we can save the next generations following us. If we don't, this problem is going to get worse and worse. We're literally dying too young here. Our ancestors lived up to 90, 100 years old or older. Both my grandmothers, they lived to almost 100 years old. See, my dad's 82 and he's doing great, right? And I see my friends that are my age, under 50, already have diabetes. Some of them are in dialysis. Some of them have all kinds of different ailments that they're suffering from. But we really believe that if you change what you eat and put in your body, it'll literally heal your body. And so that's why we created the Polynarian movements. We follow our ancestors' way of eating. Right. It'll literally heal your body, and the body weight, the body fat will melt right off effortlessly. So we really challenge you to join us in this movement. Help us achieve our goal to remove American Samoa from the top 5 most obese nations in the world by 2025. And God bless American Samoa. Whaftai.
Ia whaftai lava lau sunga Will, ia mun whaasua fo i o tautonu walangona fo il tatou atu nuu le tāua fo il whiau o lo o taumwhai o e longolongo atu le ngatai ati oe o le tina a inga man whanau. Well, American Samoa, stay slimmer, and we'll come back here in the next 5 years to see if we've achieved that.
Yes.
O tautonu e fo staimi sa se se upu a se anga fo'i. Ia alofa e whaamangalo mai maua a le sunganga ia Will Spitzenburg ma le tatou Fale nei o Slimmer, Stronger You o hao nei o poe mangel to wha soifua.